Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the inaugural episode of Superintendents Unplugged, In Depth with Davis, the podcast where we'll dive deep into the world of educational leadership. I'm your host, Addison Davis, and I'm thrilled to have you join me as we embark on the inspiring journey together. As a superintendent once myself, I understand the challenges and complexities that come with leading a school district. But what I've come to realize is that there's abundance of amazing work being done by superintendents all across our country. This podcast is a platform to shine a spotlight on their incredible accomplishments and innovative approaches. Each episode will bring you exclusive interviews and superintendents from various districts across our country, both big and small, urban and rural, as they share their personal stories, triumphs, and even their moments of vulnerability. We will explore the strategies they employ to tackle the ever-evolving landscape of education, from fostering equity and inclusivity to embracing technology and preparing students for their future. But this podcast isn't just about showcasing success. It's about fostering a community of educational leaders who can learn from one another, share their experiences, and collectively navigate the complexities of our role. We'll discuss the tough topics as well, the difficult decisions, and the innovative solutions that are transforming education for the better. So while you're an educator, a parent, a student, or simply someone who's passionate about education, this podcast is for you. Superintendents Unplugged is your behind-the-scenes pass to the world of educational leadership, where we uncover the stories that inspire, motivate, and empower every one of us. Get ready to be inspired, challenged, and entertained as we embark on this incredible journey together. I can't wait to introduce you to the remarkable superintendents who are changing the educational landscape one district at a time. Thank you to another episode of Superintendents Unplugged, In Depth with Davis. I'm your host, Addison Davis, and today we have a special guest from Escambia, Alabama. We have Michele Collier. Thank you so very much, Michele, for being here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So here we are live at Seattle, Washington at PowerSchool's Edge 2024. You know what? Listen, kicked off today really for general session, and then here for the next couple of days, really talking about how PowerSchool is a leader with so many different solutions to help school districts with systems, processes, AI, analytics, assessments, attendance, you name it, they have it. So what do you hope to learn while you're here?
Well, I came here with the purpose of learning everything I could.
Yeah.
I want all the secrets for what's in the roadmap. And I was just in a session that the
Aladu financials.
Okay, so
right.
I'm really so interested in that because we've been, as we've researched, we're trying to tie how teacher performance, their training, and their academics all connect to that teacher. How can you really tie it back to what sessions they attend?
Sure.
How much money you're investing in them?
Yeah.
That's something that's been on our radar for many, many years, and it's a mystery, right? You can't tie it all together until you can really use a tool like that.
It's really cool. I mean, Alvu coming in to look at the financial side of the engagement performance, it's a different way to look at it. Good for you. All right, so let's talk about you and your journey. 25 years in Mobile, and then we transitioned to Escambia. So let's talk about Mobile and a long time, and thank you for your service.
No, thank you. And 25 years there was wonderful. I mean, it was amazing to be a part of such a great district and innovative district. And I say everything that I did there, really has helped me be prepared to be back in Escambia. I grew up in Brewton, Alabama, so going back home, being a part of the community again, it's been really exciting as I transitioned over 2 years ago. And then now as superintendent, some of our challenges are, we really want to make sure that we're focusing on every student.
Yeah.
College and career, because we have so many career pathways for students, so that's been a big priority for us as well. We're looking at how do we connect one of our goals is to align our resources to support teaching and learning.
Sure.
That's probably everybody's goal. Where we want to use something like an Alavu,
yeah.
Right? I mean, that where you can say, hey, here's my money, here's how I've spent it, and here's the impact of
sure.
on instruction.
So right? Smart to do.
So that's been just in our forward thinking about our strategic planning. We are reaching, one of our other goals is to really communicate with our stakeholders.
Okay.
Do a better job there, building community and building trust within the community.
So
one
important.
thing that we used is chalk.
Yeah.
So the curriculum and instruction tool that we could then use also on the public side.
Yeah.
We could promote those curriculum guides and let every classroom show what we are teaching, what the expectations are, where the essential questions are. So we have that published for our stakeholders now, even prior to the SB 48.
Sure. Music to my heart when I hear someone talk about simplicity, clarity, execution, and focus on teaching and learning. So you transitioned from Mobile to transition to Escambia as the Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning, driving the most ambitious strategies for children to help them, expedite and accelerate the learning side of it. And then in the last 7 months, guess what? You're the superintendent. So I got to ask you, how's that going?
It's going great. I mean,
you're still smiling. For those who are watching, she's still smiling, right? So
it's really been fun because, as I said, I'm coming back home where I grew up, and these are the schools I graduated from, the schools I walked the whole time.
Yeah.
So it's really an honor to serve there. And but what I know that I have gifts and talents, and I have knowledge, and I have connections, right? So I want to make sure that I give everything to Escambia that I can. It's a small system, but it's a great system with great teachers that give their all every single day. So my job, I feel like, is to give them the best tools.
That's right.
And then to support them through that. So that's the importance of professional development and that, support.
Sure.
I tell them I'm service and support with a smile.
Yeah.
That's not going to change. I've been there for I don't want to tell you how many years.
That's right. 15. Yeah. I see the smile. I see the joy in your job. And listen, you got to have that every day. This job is too hard by itself. And,
yes.
And you got to have a balance.
And a team, right?
That's right.
So building capacity within my leaders has been a priority, and making sure that they feel, the ownership, that they love it as much as I do, and they know that we're working together towards
Sure.
goals. So we did just, recently just revisit what are our goals.
Sure.
And so as I mentioned to you, we want to graduate college and career ready kids. We want to provide.
That's right.
I say we want
in game. That's right.
We want to prepare and support our teachers. Right?
Absolutely.
We want to align those resources, and we really want to communicate with our stakeholders. So we all have agreed on these 4 main goals.
Yeah.
And everything that we focus on will fall under that.
Absolutely. Those 4 pillars will be the foundation of what you're trying to accomplish. And, good for you for establishing goals and guardrails and really, providing clarity in the work. And so as you move through Escambia and you've seen some movement analytically, and you give, when I first started this conversation before we went, started the podcast, you gave the love to your teachers. You gave the love to your principals. You gave love to your principal supervisors and a supportive board that is standing by you, allowing you to lead and being a partner and a collaborator in this space. I think that means so much in this. So what's the vision and the next steps as you start to focus on honing into your leadership, into your stride as Superintendent Escambia?
So one thing that, because we really made 7 points gain as a district last
year on
our state report card. And so unofficially, we'll at least hold our own for this next year.
That's hard to do still. And you made that growth.
We gained, 2 points, and some that gained 11 points.
Wow.
We had some huge gains. We had 4 schools that were recognized as most improved.
Yay.
And I attribute that to the teachers in the building and our leaders in the building. They stood up and they were working.
That's right. That's right.
But for us, we made it on growth, and because we were low, and it gave us a chance to grow, and that really shined. When you're 100% growth in most of your schools,
sure,
you're going to make gains. But now we have to focus on rigor. So that's when we spent 4 days last week with principals talking about rigor and really how to increase it and what you're looking for as a leader when you go in those classrooms. That it's not that you're not just seeing another example, which is why we want to use our chalk tool.
Sure.
We've tied everything to our curriculum, to our essential questions, to the assessment.
Love it.
The resources.
Love it.
And in one.
If for those of you who are listening and watching, whatever it may be, tied assessments to a curriculum, aligned to standards, using analytics to make informed decisions to prescribe the work for children, absolutely the playbook you should be running every day.
That's what we're doing. That's it.
That's why you got 7 points of growth.
Well, and I'm so proud of our team because they really have worked so hard, and they're following the vision. They've done the work.
Sure.
Our curriculum was written by our teachers.
Yeah. Customized curriculum.
Customized curriculum.
Love that.
Aligned to the state standards, but then also, implying those resources that would then fit within that standard. How might it look in a classroom? What teacher resources do you need to include? whether that's, whatever external pieces that we need to tie in.
Right. So when do you start school back?
August 1st.
I don't know what's going on in Alabama, but that's way too early. I mean, like
August 6th.
Oh my gosh.
Back officially August 1st.
So teachers are next week.
Teachers are next week.
Yeah, no.
We have some new teacher PD on the 31st.
And you're here absorbing, listening to all of the innovation that PowerSchool's. And you know what? I have to tip my hat to you. And so many leaders have so many different vendors and solutions, and they're all over the place. For you to have all the elements you talked about under one umbrella, under one provider, it just makes great sense.
And I'll tell you, from my experience in Mobile, we did not have that, right? So we had iNow, Information Now, and then PowerSchool. And then when the pandemic happened,
sure,
we'd already added Performance Matters, but then we flipped and added Schoology.
Yeah.
Not until the following year did we get PowerSchool as an SIS,
yeah,
right? So then all this, we started with the data first, which is really what was driving us,
sure,
and building assessments that way. And so when I came into Escambia, it was reversed. We had no Schoology. We were using Google Classroom still, and so we flipped and went to Schoology. We needed a learning management system that can communicate. So this morning on the Power Hub, I was all in. I was like, how do we make this right? Yeah. Our team to know that because we've been preaching one-stop shop, right?
Yeah.
Forever. Like, now I have one place.
Single sign-on every day. Can't do it. That's the way you got to do it. Anything else is dysfunction. and you know what? They launching, my buddy, there's all kind of new things here. And AI. AI is something we should embrace. We should be champions of. We should support. We should drive through it. And it sounds like Escambia is in great hands. All right, so you've been in this for 7 months. Those who aspire to be superintendents, or those who want to be superintendents, what advice would you give them?
Take a deep breath. Know your circles. And then also, use your resources. I ask lots of questions, and I reach out to my friends that have been superintendents or that are currently still superintendents,
sure,
and just, you got to ask those questions and say, reach out to people who have had that experience too.
That's right.
So mentoring is so important.
Okay.
I'm so thankful for the opportunity that I have to be mentored and to mentor. So I think that's one thing. Breathe in and breathe out. Try to get some sleep.
That's right. That's right. Listen, with those, I'm sure you have multiple phones. I only have one. I say that again. Is that this job's hard. Yes. I mean, and I love the fact you talked about know people that who are in your circle, and I say this, not just because they're in your circle doesn't mean they're in your corner.
That's right.
And in that side of it, know who your franchise players are, know who your innovators are. Know who your bobbleheads are, know who your doers or delegators, and you got to leverage them, right? And there's a spot for everyone.
There is a spot for everybody, and that's a part of that, building that team.
That's right.
I started that with, we just want to reestablish trust.
That's right.
Right. So we just want to make sure that everybody's at the table, everybody's a part of the conversation. I ask our principals and our teachers now for a lot of feedback
sure,
that really haven't been asked for in the past. And I think that helps to bring that buy-in too.
Sure.
So even from the top down, I just want to see, because I know how I felt too as a teacher. I didn't want something put upon me.
That's right.
I would rather be a part of it.
I mean,
let's ask my opinion, even if I don't agree.
Yeah.
Right.
That buy-in is so important.
It's so important. Yeah. So building that trust and building that buy-in.
Awesome. Last two questions, not hard question, but you got to answer it. Favorite place to eat?
Okay, in Mobile or in?
Hey, I'm not going to give you whatever.
Where favorite place to eat?
For those of you who are in Mobile, I hope let's see if we can get something local.
So here, I enjoyed across the street is Tidal Seafood.
I went there yesterday.
It was delicious, was it not?
It was very nice. Yeah. Good environment. Yeah. It's a sister to this.
Very good customer service.
Yeah.
Took lots of time to explain things that were, options on the menu. Of course, I enjoyed it. So I'm going to say that might be my favorite so far here.
Okay. What about home?
Home. So I have 5 kids. So anytime we get to go.
Bless you.
Right. Anytime we get to go anywhere, it's probably so I would say maybe Cravers.
Cravers.
Yeah, that's a seafood place.
Okay.
We're down by the water.
She went seafood last night. There's a little trend here.
Yeah, a little trend.
All right.
Yeah.
Favorite place to visit?
Oh, Cabo San Lucas.
She did. There was no hesitation on that part.
Yeah, I was just there over 4th of July.
Just ready to go back.
I'm ready to go back. So yeah, that was my favorite place in the world.
Yeah, well, awesome. Well, thank you so very much, Michele, for being with us today. And until next time you get a chance to go to St. Thomas. But for now, you got to get ready for school. Yeah. Schools are coming.
We're back to school now.
Yeah. As you heard it today, Michele Collier here from Escambia School District in Alabama, doing some really good things, really focused on pushing the needle educationally, intellectually for children, but also making certain you have the right systems and the right partners and collaborators to do this work. As we talk about supporting teachers, the systems and processes are so important, and Michele's done a really good job. So for those who are Mobile, I know you lost a champion. For those who are in Escambia, you received a champion. Until next time, I look forward to seeing you on Superintendents Unplugged, In Depth with Davis.